A sellout crowd. They have Celtics fever. It's full-blown in Boston as their team one win away from the huge upset and the conference final. But they've got to go through LeBron James and the Cavs, their championship aspiration season, one loss away from ending bitterly. Let's start off, Mark, with the Cavaliers. It was inexplicable what happened to them in Game 5. Not only LeBron's performance, but the team to lose by 32 at home in such an important playoff game. What was the problem, and what has to change?
Well, I really don't know what the problem was when you talk about the Cavaliers' energy and effort in Game 5. They were manhandled, thoroughly outplayed, and embarrassed. What I do know is that they're far away from playing championship caliber basketball. And you got to point the finger to this guy. In elimination games, he's elevated his game. Too much is given, much is required. And therefore, force other guys to follow you. But the main concern is they got to get back to playing Cavalier defense.
Well, LeBron's struggles overshadowed an extraordinary performance by the Celtics on the road. Numbers certainly below his regular season. James lost it. Ball knocked loose. And a foul on LeBron James as we send it over for the first time tonight to Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Hey, Michael. In the wake of the way the Cavaliers lost Game 5 on their home floor, it might be impossible to overstate the kind of media scrutiny they have endured over the last 48 hours. Speculation ranging on topics from LeBron James's passive approach to a perceived disconnect between Mike Brown and his players as it relates to minutes, rotations, and adjustments. When LeBron was asked about it pregame in the locker room, he simply said, listen, it's the playoffs, there'll be speculation about a lot of things. The reality of the situation is Pierce with another jumper is the game will be decided between the lines, Mike. He said we have to set aside all of that and force a Game 7.
And, Mike, I want to touch on what Doris just talked about, perceived disconnect between the team and the coach. That happens after every playoff loss for every team. There's questioning of strategy. But what you really need, when you lose by 32, it has nothing to do with coaching. What you really need is you need truth tellers in the locker room to stand up and tell each and every one to be accountable for their own play and their own actions. You don't need dividers. You need uniters and inspirers.
And the other thing I will say is you get blown out, you get drilled in Game 5 the way that they got drilled. You don't understand whether the game plan or the strategy was sound because you didn't put forth the type of energy and effort that will indicate to the players whether it was the right strategy.
Mike Brown brought a defensive mindset to these Cavaliers when he came here. This is his 5th year, and they did not have that in Game 5.
Earlier to guard Garnett and take Jamison off the floor.
Perkins open, gets the feed and throws it down. Celtics by 7. All 5 starters have scored. Timeout, Cleveland.
And this is exactly what champions do. Smell blood and go for the kill. High percentage plays on the offensive end by the Celtics. KG early and often knocking down shots, getting it going. Celtics 7-11 from the field.
And we talk so much about what this game means. Even in Cleveland, they're talking about it, and I don't think it's overly dramatic to say. Could be viewed as the most important game in franchise history. And again, because this team had such title aspirations this year, finally breaking that title drought in Cleveland, they really thought this could be the year, and certainly still can. But also because of LeBron James and what could happen after the season. As Garnett,
you put yourself in position to allow LeBron James to get to the free throw line.
Misses, wanted a foul. It's going to be Cavs ball. Well, there was so much talk after Game 5 that LeBron James' body language was not there. He wasn't as driven, didn't look to have that desperation. You heard the word passive, tentative. That is not the case to start here tonight. Mark, we've watched him play with unbelievable force. In fact, his teammates talk about how his energy raises all of their energies. Were you surprised at what you saw in that Game 5?
I was very surprised. I'm not like everybody else speculating as to why. More than pointing the finger to LeBron, I say the entire Cavs team, it was a disappointment. You know, Mike, but to get back to that, very disappointed. But I give him credit because we actually had an opportunity to meet with him this morning. And we touched on it, Coach. He could have said no. How many guys in this league would say no? Off of a bad game, off of an embarrassment, off of being questioned, not showing up.
There's no question, and it's happening more and more where the players most responsible for the outcomes of the games dodge after tough games. They're all accessible after the great game. But there's a lot of Dodgers, and I give him credit for stepping in there. Now, that being said, no one can discount or disregard his lack of energy last game. He said he thought he played with the same energy. Believe me, that was not the same energy. And I hope he had some truth tellers in his locker room tell him that.
A lot, just 20 minutes in this series. Played almost 29 a game in the regular season. James, and a foul. Good aggressive move to the basket. Draws the contact back to the line.
I like that adjustment. Rather than looking to make a play and pass the basketball, that time he put his head down, went to the contact, and got the foul. So he's not making an aggressive move here looking to make a play for somebody. This time he takes it to the body of Rasheed Wallace, forcing the issue.
Ray Allen. Tony Allen. And the finish. Wow! Celtics lead by 2.
And this is my concern. LeBron James comes up with a turnover. We're used to seeing him full steam ahead. Instead, he slows it down, throws it to Mo Williams. This just in. Mo Williams has on LeBron James Nike shoes. LeBron James is not wearing the Mo Williams. And then how about here? Head down, throws it out of bounds to Anthony Parker. LeBron James, if you want your season to continue, take over this basketball game. Put your foot on the gas pedal and force the issue.
O'Neal deep, and he's fouled on the entry pass. These two pushing and shoving. They get into it a little bit in game 5. Don Pierce. Varejao in on Garnett. After Shaq picked up his 4th. Garnett puts it in. 16 for Garnett.
That's good D, but better offense. Kevin Garnett, a stellar move, and loving his work.
Crowd on its feet here in Boston. James trying to quiet them, draws the foul. Pierce gets it inside, knocked away. Varejao gets it back, trying to draw a foul, and he's called for travel. Excellent Celtic defense as Varejao went to plead his case. Bob Delaney, the former New Jersey State Trooper, says, just play on.
And this is where Cleveland has to show mental strength. It's not going great for them. No loose possessions.
Pierce for 3. Puts it in. First three-pointer of the night for the Celtics. They're back up by 7. Varejao says, I'm bleeding. Ilgauskas back out to West. Up top to Williams. Can't hit the 3. Rondo tips it. And the Celtics hold on. Varejao trying to get him to stop play.
So what if you're bleeding? Blood cleanses the soul. Play on.
Garnett puts it in again. 9-point lead. Timeout Cleveland. But they have fallen short of his ultimate goal of winning a championship. And because of his impending free agency, the fans in Cleveland so nervous, so worried about what would happen, especially if they would lose what would be such a heartbreaking finish to a season that had championship aspirations. It's such a dynamic part of this series. And what will he do?
Pierce, an unselfish play by KG.
James pass, another turnover. Allen with that deflection. Pierce to Garnett. Pierce for 3. Bang! Largest lead of the night.
See, my thing is LeBron James comes off of that screen, catches the ball, and throws it to Delonte West. You're doing the Celtics a favor by getting rid of the basketball. I'd like to see LeBron James catch the ball and make a play, either for himself or somebody else. But he gives it to Delonte West, and then he moonwalks to half court. That's not the LeBron James that we've become accustomed to watching. And, Coach, I'm sure you agree with me. If I'm coaching LeBron James, get 15 turnovers. But just be aggressive. Be aggressive because you're not going to win with this cast on the floor with you if you're not making plays.
I'm not so sure I wouldn't if I was Mike Brown right now. Go to what they ran last year against Orlando when they were being flattened out. Just give him the ball at the high post, one-on-one, flatten everybody 1-4, and have him go to work time and time again.
LeBron James and the Cavs down by 8, Mark.
Well, it's just too passive. Comes up with the steal off of good defense and then throws it to Mo Williams. How about this? I don't mind this play. Turns the corner, help comes, gets rid of it. Jamison misses. This is just too tentative. This is not the LeBron James that we watched in a flip pass in a half-court set. If I'm Mike Brown, no, don't get frustrated with everybody else. This is on you. Go out and play the way you're capable of playing. We need you to be spectacular, not just average.
In other words, do you. You're the best player on the team. I would rather go down, if I was Cleveland, with him shooting and trying to make too many plays versus not enough plays.
All right, Doris, as we begin the fourth quarter, LeBron James, it is his time to try and bring his team back from 9 down and keep their season alive, keep their title hopes alive. For the second consecutive year, they have the best record in the NBA. 66 wins last year, 61 this year. Last year, they lose in the conference finals. Right now, on the verge of losing in the conference semifinals, but we have a whole quarter to play. If you're the Cavs, that's exactly what you want to see. And then they turn it over. And Rondo's fouled. Williams to Parker. Parker fouled. 4 on Ray Allen.
And to me, Glenn Davis passed up a good 17-foot shot to try to drive and finish over length. His advantage is he's a very good shooter. And he's unhappy with the critiques he's getting from the bench. Got hit the rim, so I didn't think it should have reset to 24.
James hits a 3. A huge shot from LeBron James, and it's a 7-point game. Rivers was not happy. James, another 3. It's good. Back-to-back threes for LeBron James, and it's a 4-point game. A 7-0 run by Cleveland, 6 of them by LeBron James.
We've been waiting and debating for oh so long. Give him credit. LeBron James finally showing up. Team needed some life, steps in rhythm, 2 knockdown long ball jump shots.
James to Varejao. Varejao goes at Wallace. O'Neal lost it. Rondo to Pierce. Pierce for 3. It's good. Cleveland fans, the fumble in 88. Michael Jordan and the shot in 89. And the Indians losing Game 7 to the Marlins. But this year, there was thought that it was all going to change. LeBron James and the Cavs are one of the favorites to win the title. They had the best record in the regular season with 61. They had the MVP. They had home court advantage throughout the playoffs. But right now, they're 7 minutes and 49 seconds away from a bitter ending to the season. Pierce on the drive, kicks it out. Wallace, a 3. Bang! 86-74. Back to a dozen with 6 minutes to play. Williams stripped. Garnett comes out with it. Rondo to Garnett. Largest lead of the night. Timeout, Cleveland. Now, there's still plenty of time, but right now, the Celtics' body language and their confidence has given them all the momentum. James looking for an opening. Parker back to James. Rondo's on him. Here comes the help. They've done it all night. Jamison drives, blocked from behind by Garnett. Varejao stripped down low. Garnett able to get the roll.
And if you're Boston, they'll keep running in transition. You don't want to wind the clock down.
Rondo drives the floater. Banks it in. Back to 14. He's got 20. Williams off balance, way short. And Varejao the rebound. Jamison can't hit. Pierce the rebound. And the Celtics starting to smell victory.
See, here's my problem with the Cavs. All year long, I never had a problem for 2 years. The dancing, the having fun. If that's who you are, then be it all the way through to the finish. And all of a sudden, as it gets tight, no longer dancing, no longer having fun. And here's my problem. I'm a big boxing fan. I like watching and reading body language. Right now, looking at the Cavs, they look like a boxer whose will has been taken away.
Here's the drive, gets it to Wallace. Wallace is fouled. The second half, the Celtics defense has just been superb. It's absolutely shocking what's happened to the Cavaliers in this series. Being blown out at home 2 different times. But then they came back. They won Game 3 right here in this building by 29. Had a 2-1 series lead, and some people saying, all right, they're back on track. They're going to win this series. But now they're on the verge as Wallace misses a free throw of losing 3 straight and being eliminated. Drives Wallace right there. And a good hard foul to prevent the layup. So LeBron James will shoot. The officials discussing whether or not it's on Wallace or Allen. They call it on Tony Allen. He's third. Right now, the chants here at the TD Garden is New York Knicks. And Boston fans getting creative.
Somewhere in Brooklyn, I hear Spike Lee chanting along with him.
Against Varejao. Puts it in. 9-point game. What a game for Garnett. 22 points and 10 rebounds. James lost it again. Unbelievable. His 9th turnover of the night.
And you have to foul. I mean, you had a chance to foul Rondo.
Cavs looking over as the clock ticks away. Pierce. That one would have sealed it. Garnett trying to get it. Gets the rebound. And the Boston Celtics with a 9-point lead under a minute to remain. And the Cavaliers not fouling.
This smells to me as quit. You've given up.
Shot clock at 5. Pierce pulls back. Won't go. Williams the rebound. Williams trotting up the floor. No sense of urgency at all right now for the Cavaliers. Williams inside, deflected with 21 seconds remaining. And this is going to be as bitter an end to a season as you can possibly have. The year the Cavs were supposed to win an NBA championship, and the year the city of Cleveland was set to celebrate maybe their first title since '64 is going to end in the second round. Varejao puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Garnett, and that's it. The Boston Celtics with the huge upset. They advance to the conference finals. And LeBron James' season is over. Is his career in Cleveland over? A shocking series here in the conference semifinals. Not shocking that the Celtics won. Surprising, yes, but shocking the way they won. And the way the Cavs lost 3 straight. And again, the impending free agency of LeBron James sends the impact of this collapse to another dimension. If he leaves, it would be a disaster of enormous proportions to the Cavaliers. Now, he certainly may stay in Cleveland. But there will be big changes for the Cavaliers as they fall short once again. LeBron James this year staying and shaking the hands. Remember last year in Orlando? He left the building right away after they lost to the Magic. Good sportsmanship from everyone involved tonight. And you just wonder what changes will happen with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Cleveland fans wondering if that's the last time he'll take off a Cavalier jersey. And as we talk so much about LeBron James and the Cavaliers' collapse, how impressive the rejuvenated Boston Celtics have been. The former champions giving hope here in this city that they could win another championship. First on the series in the team collapse. Are you stunned by the way it happened the last 3 games, Mark?
I'm absolutely stunned, and the reason why is because we witnessed a team that basically quit. A team that's full of life, full of energy, and had a great season. It didn't end in its proper way.